as she is joyful. The Kamala Harris who never met a bully she didn't stand up to, or a person in need she didn't stand up for. The Kamala Harris whose only client her entire career has been the people. You know, my sister-in-law, Doug, and I, we'll often have morning coffee whenever I'm in D.C. Actually, Doug and I have coffee, she has tea. And these days, of course, we're not together, so we will occasionally do this by FaceTime. We did it just the other morning. And you know what Kamala's talking about during those morning coffees and tea? She's talking about you. She's talking about how to help you get a better start in life. She's talking about her plans to help you buy that first house, her new approach to help lower the prices of groceries and prescription drugs, her new ideas to help you start a new business if you want to and chase your dreams. And you know what she's not talking about? She's not talking about herself. She's not talking about her grievances. She's not talking about some past election she lost. To be clear, she's never lost an election. And she's not about to start now. You know, Kamala, she's not talking about an enemies list, but she is talking about her to-do list. She is talking about your hopes, your dreams. And friends, that's the choice we have in this election. A choice between someone who wants to bridge the divide versus someone who wants to broaden it. A choice between an optimistic future and an angry past. Between someone who uplifts our communities versus someone who trash talks them. And folks, you have the power to make that choice. You have the power to fight for the country you deserve. It's a hard fight, but it's a good fight. It's a righteous fight. It's a fight worth having. And here's the thing. Each of us has something to fight for in this election. I'll close with this. A couple of months ago, at the end of the Democratic National Convention, there was this amazing photo published on front pages of newspapers all over the world. Maybe you saw it. It was a picture of a little black girl in pigtails. And it was taken from behind, and she's gazing up at Kamala Harris speaking at a podium, accepting the Democratic nomination for President of the United States. Maybe you saw it. Maybe you saw it. It was an iconic photo. Well, that little girl is my 8-year-old granddaughter. And for the next 8 days, I know what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for her and her younger sister. I'm fighting for them and the country that they'll grow up in. And each of us has something or someone to fight for. Maybe you're fighting for a friend with asthma to have the freedom to breathe clean air and drink clean water. Or maybe it's a family member to have the freedom to love whomever they choose. Maybe it's a brother or sister, niece or nephew to be safe from gun violence. Or maybe you're fighting for the freedom to control decisions about your own body. Whatever or whomever it is, we all have something to fight for in this election. Because, look, Kamala knows that ultimately this election is not about her and it's not about Trump. It's about you. It's about you, your family, your future. And friends, that is something worth fighting for. So look, we've got 8 days. 8 days to knock on a few more doors, 8 days to make a few more phone calls, 8 days to fight for the country we love, 8 days to elect Kamala Harris, the next president of the United States. We've got work to do. We've got work to do, Ann Arbor, so let's get to work. Thank you, and God bless you.
Please welcome Wayne County Deputy Executive Assad Turfy.
Hello, Democrats. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Assad Turfy. I'm the Deputy Wayne County Executive, and I'm so proud to be here tonight in support of Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Over the next 8 days, Michigan is going to decide this race. And for me, it's personal. I come from Dearborn. I have the honor of serving as the highest ranking Arab American official in Michigan's largest county. And for the past year has been unimaginable for so many people in my community. We are mourning loved ones who have died in Gaza and Lebanon. We are wondering when the suffering will finally stop. We are desperate for a president who sees us, who understands us, and who will give voice to our pain and work to end this war once and for all. And Ann Arbor, I'm here tonight because I know without a doubt that Kamala Harris is that leader. Vice President Harris has called for a ceasefire that brings the hostages home, allows displaced families in Lebanon to return to their villages, and gives the Palestinian people the dignity and self-determination they deserve. When she wins, she will continue doing everything she can to bring relief to innocent civilians and secure lasting peace for the region. We know what Trump thinks of Muslims and Arab Americans and how he treats us. During his first term, he spent 4 years demeaning us at every turn. Now, in his latest run for the White House, Trump is paying lip services to our faces, using us as props, all while cozying up to the racist architects of his dangerous Project 2025 agenda. Trump has praised the Israelis' war in Gaza and encouraged Netanyahu, quote, "Do what you have to do." He even said Israel should finish the job. Just last month, Trump said that he would block Palestinian refugees from coming to the United States. Trump has called Yemeni immigrants terrorists, and he uses the word Palestinian as a slur. Trump has promised to bring back his racist travel and refugee ban, and he said it would be even bigger this time. If he gets another chance to occupy the Oval Office, he will only bring more chaos and more suffering. Michigan, in these 8 days, you have the power to shape the future. You can reject the politics of hate and fear. And we can begin a new chapter for Michigan. You can elect a leader who stands for peace, strength, and an unwavering commitment to justice. These are difficult times, but if you want to get past them and chart a new way forward, the choice couldn't be more clear. On November 5th, we are going to elect Kamala Harris as the next President of the United States of America. Thank you, Ann Arbor.
Please welcome U.S. Representative Debbie Dingell.
Begin with and close. Go blue! And I don't want to alienate anybody, but Saturday night is predictive of Election Day. I don't want to jinx it, but it gave me good luck. Feels. So I'm Debbie Dingell, and I have one of the best jobs in the world representing you. I am your voice in the House of Representatives. And let's hear it for the college Dems tonight who are working heart and soul. And I'm their sometime beer pong player. And I did okay on Saturday. I got the first ball in a cup. Okay, let's get down to a little more business here. First things first, raise your hand if you have already cast your vote in this race. Okay, those of you who haven't, make sure to send that absentee ballot back. Find your early polling place. By the way, Ann Arbor set the record on Saturday for the state of the most people that voted. Or make a plan to show up on Election Day. But you can do it now. Let's send a message to the state. Ann Arbor, this whole region is showing up and voting. The election is here. This election is here. And it's time for Michigan to elect Democrats up and down the ballot and send Kamala Harris and Tim Walz to the White House. And this is an approved statement. You know I'm me. I got to be me. 40,000, you know, in 2016, nobody believed me when I said we could have consequences we didn't want. 40,000 registered voters in Ann Arbor didn't vote. Donald Trump won by 10,000. We're sending a message to the state. Ann Arbor is showing up and making the difference. I'm going to tell you, these last few months really have me excited, as the country really has gotten to know my friend Kamala Harris a lot better. And they know what a Kamala Harris presidency will look like. She's sharp. She's determined. She's brought the joy back to politics. And she has put out real plans to help our communities. Kamala Harris would make it easier for working people to buy a house, start a business, and build their lives. And I don't have to remind you of this, but she will fight back against Donald Trump's extreme anti-choice agenda, so that every single woman has access to the health care she needs. And she'll protect our democracy from the people who just want to use it as a tool to gain more power for themselves. Now, I'm going to be blunt, not that I'm not always blunt, but we cannot say that about her opponent, Donald Trump, as he is getting more unhinged every single day. His own advisors, the military generals that he handpicked for his first term, are saying that he is a fascist who should not be given the keys to the White House again. Imagine what it would be like if he finally accomplishes his goal, and don't let him lie to you. This is a man who said the overturning of Roe versus Wade was his proudest accomplishment. We all know he wants to ban abortion nationwide. Don't believe anything else he says. We're hearing these stories, these nightmare stories from across the states that have abortion plans. And those stories, those women whose lives have been endangered, whose doctors cannot treat them, will suddenly become true for everyone. Thankfully, the women of Michigan spoke 2 years ago, and the men did, and the men. Michigan spoke. But he wants to take that back from you, and don't ever forget it. It won't matter that we came together and protected reproductive rights. Women in our state will face those same terrifying scenes. Their essential health care won't be up to them and their doctor. The government doesn't belong in a woman's health care decisions. And we must never, ever report to Donald Trump on our health care decisions. So does this sound like the country we want to live in? Donald Trump's dream and image? No. Does this sound like a world we want to build for our kids? Well, I agree with you. I think we deserve better than that. Our kids deserve better than that. They should grow up with a leader who sees them, who knows what they go through every single day, and who is standing by their side as president. See, in Michigan, we look out for one another. We respect our neighbors and let them make their own choices. We tell the plain truth. We treat each other with decency and kindness. And we send bullies back to where they came from. So in these next 8 days, you all have to fight for that. And it starts with making that plan to vote. Okay, you know, sometimes we all call me Debbie Downer. I'm not Debbie Downer tonight. I am Debbie determined. We will send Kamala Harris to the White House. Send in that absentee ballot. Find that early polling site. Spread the word to your friends. We need you on the polls. Volunteer. And do not anyone think about sitting this out. I'm going to know where you are, just for the record. So this election is the time to decide our future. So thank you for all coming out tonight. And I have one message for next Tuesday. What are we going to do when we vote? And what color are we going? Go blue. Thank you.
Please welcome Michigan Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist.
When I say go blue, say vote early. Go blue. Go blue. Go blue. How you feeling, Ann Arbor? Y'all, we gonna win. Kamala Harris is gonna be the next president of the United States. And the road to the White House, just like the road to America's future, will run right through Ann Arbor and right through Michigan. We've shown people here in Michigan that democratic governance is worth fighting for and worth voting for. Because me and Gretchen Whitmer, our amazing governor, the first Democratic trifecta in 40 years, has delivered on everything from putting money in people's pockets to protecting reproductive freedom. And we have to make sure that we keep an ally in the White House, and the strongest ally for Michigan is Vice President Kamala Harris. She's a person who's going to protect our families and our futures. She's going to work with us to make college more affordable. Because look, I went to Michigan. It's expensive. But she's going to do that because she believes in you. She sees all of us in America's future. You see, Donald Trump and the Republicans' vision of the future is too small to include all of us. It can't include women. It doesn't include immigrants. It doesn't include black folks. It doesn't include Latinos. But it includes all of us. When we fight, when we fight, when we fight, for these next 8 days, the entire world needs us. Every person in Michigan is one conversation away from voting for Democrats all the way up and down the ticket. That's one conversation away from voting for Kamala Harris. One conversation away from voting for Alyssa Slotkin. One conversation away from Kyra Harris Bolden and Kim Thomas for the Michigan Supreme Court. One conversation away from voting for our future. So my question, Michigan Wolverines, are you ready to win? Are you ready to vote? When I say stand tall, say vote now. Stand tall. Stand tall. Stand tall. When we vote, when we vote, when we fight, let's win, Michigan. God bless you. Let's do it.
Tiny chips that make things work. Cars, solar panels, even the screen you're watching this on. 1 out of every 3 of these chips in the world uses materials that come from hemlock. Soon, we'll be making more. Because of laws Kamala Harris passed, big new investments are coming. A growing plant means good construction jobs, more good jobs when the work is done, and more money for good schools. And it means better supply chains and lower costs everywhere else. With Kamala, big things are happening in Hemlock, and towns like it across America. Big things come in small packages, especially when the president is for towns like ours.
Like a sea of people. Yeah, it's pretty good. How are you doing today, man?
Please welcome to the stage, Maggie Rogers.
What's going on, Ann Arbor? What's going on, Ann Arbor? You feeling fired up? You ready to bring this home? Listen, I'm on tour right now, but I had to take a break to come to Michigan because there is nothing more important than this election right now. And you, the people standing here today, are going to decide the future of this country. This next song is called Back in My Body. It's about coming home to yourself and about coming home to the world that you want to live in. this with us, Ann Arbor. It's called Don't Forget Me. Friend Sally's getting married. Tell me that sounds so scary. Still trying to clean up my side of the street. Can't imagine whatever, 'cause I'm still acting out of habit. Been dirty words just don't escape my teeth. Oh, but every time I try just a little, promise that I'll meet in the middle. Always find my way back to my feet. So close the door and change the channel. Give me something I can handle. Like a lover or someone that's nice to me. Take my body, wreck my Sundays. Let me tell you next somebody. Oh, but promise me that when it's time to leave, don't forget me. Don't forget me. Friend Molly's allegation swears to God could be family. Says he's got the greenest eyes you've ever seen. But it's crazy, all the days she spends just falling into parties. She seems happy, but that's not love to me. Oh, but every time I try just a little, promise that I'll meet in the middle. Always find my way back to my feet. So close the door and change the channel. Give me something I can handle. close the door and change the channel. Give me something I can handle. I got a lover, someone that takes to me. Take my money, wreck my Sundays, love me till your next sunburn. Oh, but promise me that when it's time to leave, won't you promise me that when it's time to leave, don't forget me. Don't forget me.
You know, I got up on the stage for sound check last night, and yes, sound check. And I saw these flags and this podium and these lights, and this all became very, very real very quickly. And as I'm standing here with you today, I can't ignore the headlines that I've been seeing on my phone any longer. I have to face the reality of what's happening in the next 8 days. And to tell you the complete truth, it's terrifying. These are such wild and unprecedented times, and the energy feels so high, and the future feels so uncertain. And I don't always know what to do with that feeling. But there is something to me that is greater than fear, and that's action. It's all of you being here today, right now, and voting. Voting is the key to the future. It's the key to a candidate who believes in reproductive freedom for all people. It's the key to a candidate who believes in climate change and has a plan to fight against it. It's the key to a candidate who believes in upholding the basic human dignity of all people, and who embodies the values that I want to see, not just for myself and for my friends, but for my grandchildren and for your grandchildren. In these next 8 days, you can fight back against the fear of Donald Trump and everything that he creates. You can take action against his darkness. You can choose the light.
Would you believe me now if I told you I got caught up in a wave, almost gave it away? Would you hear me out if I told you I was terrified for days? Thought I was gonna break. Oh, I couldn't stop it to figure it out. Crying in the bathroom, the noise got too loud. With everyone around me saying, you must be so happy now. Oh, but if you keep reaching out, then I'll keep coming back. And if you're gone for good, then I'm okay with that. If you leave the light on, I'll leave the light on. Oh, I am finding out this is no other way, and I'm still innocent at the end of the day. Oh, if you leave the light on, I'll leave the light on. And do you believe me now that I always had the best intentions, babe? Always wanted to stay. Can you feel me now that I'm vulnerable in oh so many ways? Oh, and I'll never change. Oh, I couldn't stop it to figure it out, but You should be so happy now. Oh, if you keep reaching out, then I keep coming back. But if you're gone for good, then I'm okay with that. If you leave the light on, I'll leave the light on. Oh, I am finding out there's just no other way, and I'm still innocent at the end of the day. Oh, if you leave the light on, I'll leave the light on. Oh, I'll leave the light on. Ooh, could you leave the light on? Oh, I'll leave the light on. Could you leave? Could you leave the light on? Oh, if you keep reaching, then I keep coming back. But if you're gone for good, then I'm okay with that. If you leave the light on, I'll leave the light on. I can't find it. There's no other way, and I'm still dancing at the end of the day. Oh, if you leave the light on, I'll leave the light on. If you leave the light on, I'll leave the light on. This is our last song tonight. Ann Arbor, you ready to make history? It's right in front of us. But we need every single one of you to vote. All right, so if you've got an absentee ballot, bring it to any vote site or Dropbox today, Ann Arbor. And if you'd rather vote in person, you can go find your early voting site and get it done by November 3rd. You can go to iwillvote.com/mi to find more information about voting. Tell your friends, tell your family, get everybody to do it. Thank you so much for having me today. Thank you to Governor Waltz and to all the wonderful people that put this together. And a massive, massive thank you to Vice President Harris, soon to be, with your help, Madam President. Let's do this. One more song, I'll sing a song and make it a song for peace. Oh, we all make
Thank you so much. Go vote.
Ann Arbor, Michigan! Y'all make some noise for that beautiful young lady right there, Miss Maggie Rogers! Y'all ready to see your vice president? I said, are you ready to see your vice president? Y'all heard us right. Go out and vote November the 5th. Early election is going on till November the 3rd. Because when we vote, we what? I see y'all up there in the stands. Hold them signs up. Let me see them signs. Oh, what's up, family? That's what I like to see. What's up, y'all? This me, your boy, your man, it's DJ Romeo, million. I put the ones and twos. Before I let go. Hey, I want to make sure. What's up, Ann Arbor? Hey, before I let go. Before I let ya. All right, y'all, hold them signs up. Y'all looking good, Michigan. All of them. Let me see all your signs up. Where they at? Where they at? Hey, where they at? Where they at? Before I go. Oh, that's what I like to see. What's up, right side? Let me see them signs up. Where them signs at, y'all? Hey, hey. Let's go. What's up, Michigan? Let me see them signs. Hey, make some noise for President Harris. Come on. That's what I like to see. What's up, ladies? Hey, hey, hey. What's up, voters? What's up, early voters? All my absentee voters. What's up, y'all? Hey. Can I get everybody to sing this part? Can you sing this part for me? Come on. She what? Hey. Hey. I see y'all partying over there up there on the bleachers. What's up, Ann Arbor? Where's all my Detroit Lions fans at? Go Lions! What's up, y'all? In the world. Hey, come on. Y'all live in Ann Arbor. Come on, come on, come on. It's me, your boy, your man, DJ Romeo Million up here on the ones and twos. It's almost showtime. It's almost showtime. What's up, y'all? That's right, y'all. November 5th. Make sure y'all go vote. It's been me, your boy, your mans. DJ Romeo Million for the ones and twos.
Please welcome student fellow Gauri Chavla.
Hello, Ann Arbor! I am so honored to be here with you today. My name is Gauri Chavla. I was born and raised in the Bay Area, just like our soon-to-be president. I'm a current freshman at the University of Michigan and a proud fellow with the Michigan One campaign. be supporting Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. When I look at Kamala Harris, I know that my dreams of fighting for the people of America can become reality. I am so honored to be sharing the stage with the Vice President, Kamala Harris, an Indian American woman who, just like me, is devoted to empowering our voices. And right now, I'm remembering my grandmother, Kamala Chavla, who would be so proud to see her granddaughter here on the stage speaking to all of you. As a student and a first-time voter, the choice between a candidate who wants to protect my freedoms and a candidate fighting to take them away could not be easier. Kamala Harris is a champion of the people. She protects middle-class and working-class voters like you and me. She has dedicated her career to advocating for everyday Americans, just like I one day hope to do. Trump's unhinged agenda is about him. It's not about our freedoms or making our lives better. It's about protecting billionaires like himself at the expense of working people everywhere. He would throw our country into chaos. But in these 8 days, we can reject him once and for all. We can choose a new way forward for this country, where we leave behind the chaos and the division of Donald Trump to make real progress for Michigan. If we do the work, we can make history on November 5th. Ann Arbor, it is my profound honor to welcome to the stage a teacher, a veteran, a lifelong Midwesterner, the next Vice President of the United States, Governor Tim Walz.
Wow. Well, hello, Michigan. Thank you, Gory, for the kind introduction. And how about the incredible Maggie Rogers? Maggie Rogers says vote, people. Look, great thank you to the mayor of this incredible city of Ann Arbor, Mayor Christopher Taylor. Thank you, Mayor. And a couple weeks ago, I went to church with this guy, your Lieutenant Governor, Garland Gilchrist. Thank you. And there's not much I need to say. Someone I served with who just simply gets shit done in Debbie Dingle. So thank you, Debbie Dingle. Well, it's great to be in Wolverine country. Last time I was here, you were beating my Gophers, so thank you very much. I know. Look, I know on November 5th, I learned it while I was over here what Michigan's going to do. Let's go! Folks, thank you all for coming out. We're blessed on this beautiful evening. I know you could have done anything else, but you came here because you love this country. 8 days till the election, and our team is running like everything's on the line, because everything's on the line. But here's the good news. If you're feeling any of that anxiety, any of that nervousness, any of that worry, we've got the solution for you. Get out there and vote for Kamala Harris. I know, I did it last Wednesday with my son who voted the first time, and it works. It works. I am so honored when she asked me to be on this ticket with her. And I have to tell you, I may someday live down the fact that I screened her first call and didn't answer it. So, look, her first day, from a prosecutor to a district attorney to the Attorney General of California to a United States Senator to the Vice President, Kamala Harris had had one client, the people. She stood up for women and children against predators and abusers. She stood up for seniors and workers against fraudsters and big corporate interests. And she stood up for families and communities and took on transnational gangs and traffickers. She talks about this. Kamala's mother taught her something. When you see something wrong, don't complain about it. Do something about it. That's exactly what she's always done, and that's exactly what she'll do as your next president. Look, Kamala and I are offering a new way forward where we lower costs for working class people and middle class folks, and everyone gets an opportunity to get ahead, not just get by. She has a vision of an opportunity for all and freedom for everyone. Now, look, I know some of you are here, and we got a pretty young crowd. It's a good thing, but there's some gray hairs in here. You can remember when the Republican Party actually used to talk about freedom and mean it. Turns out that this group means that their government is free to invade your office, your library, your bedroom. Look, I've talked about it. I know you got it in Michigan. It's a Minnesota thing, golden rule. Mind your own damn business and we'll get along better. We'll get along fine. When Kamala and I talk about freedom, freedom for the people, not politicians, to make your own decisions about your own life. Freedom for seniors to retire with dignity by strengthening Social Security and Medicare. And I say this as a dad and a teacher and as a governor, free to send your kids to school without them being shot dead in the halls. And I'll take no crap on this. I know guns. I'm a veteran. I'm a hunter. Kamala and I are both gun owners. We know that you can uphold the Second Amendment, but also uphold our first responsibility, protecting our children. Interesting fact here. Both members of the Democratic ticket are gun owners. The Republican nominee can't pass a background check. Let's be very clear. The most basic freedom. When we talk about freedom, Kamala Harris and I mean the freedom for every woman to make decisions about her body without government interference. And these folks aren't done yet. I mean fertility treatments too. And there's so many of us out there having to talk personally. If you've never gone through the hell of infertility, I guarantee you know somebody who has. It took Gwen and I years to finally have the daughter that we had. When she was born, we named her Hope. And she and her brother Gus are our whole life. That's what this election is about. Gwen and I were only able to have that family because we had access to fertility treatments. And I will be damned if anyone in this country should be denied the family that they want. All right, this is for about half this crowd. This is for the men. All of you have those women in your life that you love, daughters, partners, sisters, friends, neighbors, colleagues, whoever it might be. Their lives are at stake in this election. Be very clear about that. And be very clear about this. When Congress restores the right to choose, making Roe the law of the land, Kamala Harris will proudly sign it into law. "8 days to go. This election's already started. People are voting across the country. And so you know what it means. This is where I've got to do it. Huddling up a little bit here. Time for a little bit of a pep talk. Look, we got to admit it. This game is tied. 2 minutes left on the clock. We got the ball. We're driving down the field. We're doing the blocking and everything we need to do. And I know you got a saying around here that came from Bo. The team, the team, the team. And boy, do we have the right team. So all gas, no brakes for the next 8 days. Plenty of time to sleep when you're dead. Our time now. We're moving this thing over the next 8 days. An inch at a time, a yard at a time. One door at a time, one phone call at a time. One of those door knocks and one of those interactions. Because 1 or 2 extra votes per precinct in the state of Michigan will make Kamala Harris the President of the United States. If you got a buck or two, pitch in at KamalaHarris.com or find out what you can do. Early voting is open in Michigan. How many have voted? Yes. If you haven't, register in person. Go down, talk to your township folks. Get in there. You can do it all the way to Election Day. As Maggie said, visit iwillvote.mi. Ann Arbor, this is it. Leave it all on the field. Leave it all on the field. When you're old and gray like me and you're sitting on the porch and you're rocking in that chair and your grandchildren ask you, what did you do in 2024 to save this democracy? And you're going to be able to tell them every damn thing you could. Every damn thing you could. So Michigan, let's put that in terms you know. We'll tell them this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Please welcome the next President of the United States, Kamala Harris.
Can we hear it for Tim Walz? Oh, it's great to be back in Michigan. How's everybody doing? Go Blue! So let me just say about Tim Walz, he's been such an extraordinary running mate, and he will be an extraordinary Vice President of the United States. And let me tell you why I love Coach Walz. As he travels to every corner of our country, meeting with people in small towns, big towns, everywhere in between, Coach Walz is always bringing the joy. He is always bringing the joy. He cares about people. He understands people. He understands hard work. And he understands what it means to be a leader who lifts people up instead of trying to beat people down. That is Tim Walz. And Ann Arbor, I can feel the joy tonight. Thank you all so very much. And we have some other incredible leaders with us here tonight. Mayor Taylor, thank you. There you are. Deputy County Executive Turfy, I thank you so very much. Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist. Representative Dingell, a champion for this community. And let's also send Alyssa Slotkin to the United States Senate. We need her in D.C. And I also want to thank all the labor, elected, and community leaders who are here today. And can we please hear it again for Maggie Rogers? All we got business to handle. Okay, so Ann Arbor, I have a question for you. Are we ready to do this? Are we ready to vote? Are we ready to win? Yes. And we will win. And we will win. So you just heard from the coach, early voting has started here in Michigan. You can vote early now through Sunday, November 3rd. And we need you to vote early, Michigan, because we have just 8 days to go, 8 days left in one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime. And as everybody here knows, this is going to be a tight race until the very end. So we have a lot of work ahead of us. But we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work is joyful work. And make no mistake, we will win. We will win. And we will win because together, and we will win, yes, yes. We could keep going all night. But one of the reasons we will win is because we are all in this together. We are all in this together. People from every walk of life, understanding that the vast majority of us have so much more in common than what separates us. And we here are fighting for the future. We are fighting for the future. And we understand the opportunity that we have before us to turn the page on the fear and divisiveness that have characterized our politics for a decade because of Donald Trump. We have an opportunity to turn the page and chart a new and joyful way forward where we tap into the ambitions and we will tap into the ambitions and the aspirations and the dreams of the American people. And let me tell you something, as I travel our country, there is an overwhelming call for a fresh start. People from all walks of life, and they are calling for a new generation of leadership that is optimistic and excited about what we can do together. There is a yearning in our country for a president who will see you, who gets you, and who will fight for you. And listen, hey, on the subject of Gaza, hey guys, I hear you. On the subject of Gaza, we all want this war to end as soon as possible and get the hostages out, and I will do everything in my power to make it so. And let's be clear, we are all here because we are fighting for a democracy and for the right of people to be heard and seen. We're not about the enemy within. We know we are all in this together. That's what we are fighting for. And my whole career, okay, now I want each of you to shout your own name. Do that. Because it's about all of us. It's about all of us. And listen, I have fought my whole career to put the people first and to put the people above partisanship. I never once asked in my career, are you a Democrat or are you a Republican? The only thing I ever asked is, how can I help you? Are you okay? And that is a major difference between Donald Trump and me, and between the two extremely different visions that he and I have for our nation. His is focused on himself and the past. Ours is focused on the future, and it is focused on the people. So together we will build a future where we bring down the cost of living. That will be my focus every single day as president, because while inflation is down and wages are up, prices are still too high. You know it and I know it. And unlike Donald Trump, who had $400 million handed to him on a silver platter, and don't forget he filed for bankruptcy 6 times, the great businessman. Unlike him, I grew up in a middle-class neighborhood with a working mother who kept a strict budget and did everything she could to make sure that my sister and I had all we needed. I come from the middle class, and I will never forget where I come from. Never. And so my common sense plan will lower the prices you pay on everything from prescription medication to groceries to housing. On the other hand, Donald Trump will raise costs on you and your family. In fact, independent economists have analyzed both of our plans and found mine will cut your costs and strengthen our economy, while his will increase inflation and lead to a recession by the middle of next year. And his agenda is laid out in Project 2025. You know, I say everywhere, and I know we've got a lot of students here, and I have to tell you, I just find it really interesting that they put that thing in writing. They put it in writing. They bound it. They published it. They handed it out. And then they expect we're not going to talk about it? Are you kidding me? And when you read it, you will see it is a detailed and dangerous blueprint for what he plans to do if he is elected president. Donald Trump will impose a 20% national sales tax on everyday basic necessities, which economists have estimated will cost the average American family an additional $4,000 a year. Contrast, on the other hand, I'm going to take on corporate price gouging. I've done it before, and I will do it again. Donald Trump will give massive tax cuts, like he did before, to billionaires and the biggest corporations. He did it the last time. He's going to do it again. I, on the other hand, will give middle-class tax cuts to 100 million Americans, including $6,000 for the first year of a child's life, because I understand how that will lift America's children out of poverty, which must be one of our highest goals. Donald Trump will get rid of the $35 a month cap on insulin for our seniors. He will cut Medicare and Social Security. In fact, economists say he will bankrupt Social Security in the next 6 years. And understand what that means. So many of the seniors in America, that's their only source of income. That's the only way they're able to pay their rent and buy food. I have a plan to support our seniors so they can grow older with dignity and so their families are not overwhelmed by the cost of home health care. On top of that, my plan will bring down the cost of housing, cut taxes for small businesses, because small businesses are the backbone of our economy, and lower health care costs, because I believe health care should be a right and not just a privilege of those who can afford it. Donald Trump, on the other hand, intends to end the Affordable Care Act and take us back, which would take us back to a time when insurance companies could deny people with pre-existing conditions. You remember what that was like? Well, we are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. And we're not going back because we together will move forward to the future, because we believe in who we are and what is possible, and because we know it it is time to turn the page. It is time to turn the page. Ours is a fight for the future. And it is a fight for freedom. Like the fundamental freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do. And we all remember how we got here. When Donald Trump was president, he hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. And they did as he intended, and now in America, 1 in 3 women lives in a state with a Trump abortion ban. Many with no exceptions, even for rape and incest. I was just in Texas the other day. You know they provide prison for life for doctors and nurses and healthcare providers for providing care. Prison for life. And no exceptions for a crime that is a violation of someone's body, and then to tell that survivor of that violation, you have no right to make a decision about what happens to your body next? That is immoral. It is immoral. And I know we all agree. One does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree the government should not be telling her what to do. Not the government. And listen, you all have heard me say, I do believe Donald Trump to be an unserious man. But the consequences of him ever being president again are brutally serious. Brutally serious. Consider, on the topic we were just discussing, Donald Trump still refuses to acknowledge the pain and suffering he has caused. He insists that, quote, everyone wanted for Roe v. Wade to be overturned. Everyone wanted this? Women are being denied care during miscarriages, some only being treated when they've developed sepsis. They didn't want this. Couples trying to grow their family have been cut off in the middle of IVF treatments. They didn't want this. The men of America are seeing their daughters and wives and sisters and mothers put at risk because their rights have been taken from them. The men of America don't want this. And women have died because of these bans. How could anyone say these folks wanted this? And I pledge to you, when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedoms, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. Proudly. Proudly. And I'm traveling our nation, so I have to tell everyone here, across our nation, we are seeing a full-on assault on other and additional hard-fought, hard-won freedoms and rights, like the freedom to vote. I was just in Georgia. You know they passed a law that makes it illegal to give people food and water for standing in line to vote? The hypocrisy abounds. Whatever happened to love thy neighbor, right? Attacks on the freedom to be safe from gun violence, the freedom to breathe clean air and drink clean water, the freedom to love who you love openly and with pride. So I say to everyone here what you know. Generations of Americans before us fought for freedom. And now the baton is in our hands. The baton is in our hands. And I want to speak specifically to all the young leaders, all the students who are here today. I want to speak to you for a moment. So I love your generation. I really do. And one of the things about it is you are rightly impatient for change. I love that about you. You are impatient for change. Because look, you have only known the climate crisis and are leading then the charge to protect our planet and our future. You young leaders who grew up with active shooter drills and are fighting then to keep our schools safe. You who now know fewer rights than your mothers and grandmothers are standing up for reproductive freedom. And for you then, I know that these issues that are at stake, they are not theoretical. This is not political for you. It is your lived experience. And I see you. And I see your power. And I know many of you are voting for the first time. Can I see a raise of hands? Who's voting for the first time? Can we hear it for our first-time voters? See, that's why I know the future of our country is bright. That's why I know. So listen, so much is on the line in this election, and this is not 2016 or 2020. We can all see that Donald Trump is even more unstable and more unhinged, and now he wants unchecked power. And this time, there will be no one there to stop him. Not even the Supreme Court, which months ago told the former president that he is essentially immune no matter what he would do in the White House. So think about it. Before, at least there was the threat, the possibility that there would be some accountability and consequence. Now the Supreme Court has said he is effectively would be immune. So just imagine Donald Trump with no guardrails. He who has vowed he would be a dictator on day one. He who has even called for, quote, the termination of the Constitution of the United States of America. And let us be clear. Anyone who suggests we should terminate the Constitution of the United States should never again stand behind the seal of the President of the United States of America. Never again. Never again. Never again. So, Michigan, there is a huge contrast in this election, and I'd ask us to just imagine the Oval Office in 3 months, okay? So just picture it in your head. So either it's Donald Trump sitting in there, stewing over his enemies list, or me, with your help, working for you, checking off my to-do list. So Michigan, it all comes down to this. We are here together because we know what is at stake. Everyone here, out of your busy lives, the time you have taken to be here tonight, and to be here because we know not only what is at stake, but we are here together because we love our country. We love our country. We love our country, and you know when you love something, you got to fight for it. Ours is not a fight against something. Ours is not a fight against something. It is a fight for something. And I do believe it is one of the highest forms of patriotism, love of our country, to then fight for the ideals of our country and to fight to realize the promise of America. That's what our campaign is about. That's what we are about. And one of the most powerful ways that we will do that is with our vote. So now is the time to get out the vote, Michigan. Now is the time. And we have 8 days to get this done. So obviously, nobody here here is going to sit on the sidelines. And let's make sure that we spend the next 8 days knowing that in 9 days when we look back, we will be able to say and know we did everything we could to remind our friends and our classmates and our neighbors and our coworkers that we're all in this together. You know, there's been something about this Trump era that's been very backward in terms of trying to suggest that the measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down, instead of what we all know. The true measure of our individual and collective strength is based on who we lift up. That's what we are about. And over these next 8 days, yes, we will win. Yes, we must win. But let's also approach these 8 days knowing our power to build community, knowing our power to build coalitions, knowing our power to reach out to one another, reminding us that nobody is alone, that we are all in this together. And let's do that then while we knock on doors, while we take the time to text and call potential voters. Let's reach out to our family and our friends and our classmates and our neighbors and make sure they know the stakes in this election. And let's remind them your vote is your voice and your voice is your power. And so, Michigan, I then ask you, are you ready to make your voices heard? Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Yeah, exactly.